Oh, I've gone pixelated. Oh no, we're back again. Hello everybody, and welcome along to another Edith ephemera, working through our book. Now, you might remember on the last lot of ephemera that I no longer have, I put it in my Etsy shop, we used some of the little remnants, some of these sort of pieces, to make little tags and the like. And I'm still going to do that with these, but I have cut out some of the Tim Holtz wildflower dies out of some of the larger remnants that we had. And I have, truth to tell, I have taken a whole page. It was the page with the starling on the back. I thought I'd already used him up, but I'm not a huge fan of the starling, so he had lovely text on the other side of him, so I chopped it all out and made die cuts, these die cuts from the wildflowers die set. Don't ask me which set. I've got every set Tim brought out, and I used they're just all shoved in one Sizzix envelope, so I don't know which is which anymore. But this is kind of what we're going to be aiming to do. I have tried every single media that it's possible to try. I've tried the watercolour pencils, I've tried the watercolour markers that I've got, watercolour crayons, dry colouring pencils. I've tried everything, and the only thing that works is the alcohol markers, and that's because it dries so quickly. This Edith paper was never designed to be coloured, I can tell you that. And, the sort of pinch points here where the head comes onto the neck, the stem, they were just falling off. Just tearing off. It was driving me mad. So Mr. F said, why don't you try the alcohol markers? And I didn't think they'd work. I thought they'd just soak in instantly. But I quite like the finished effect, and you can see, where are you there? You can see that you can still see the writing through them, which makes them still Edith, which was kind of important to me. Excuse me, this is my favourite of all. I love the daisy. I love the fact you can see the writing. It's upside down, but that doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's the one that I tend to do a lot of. This, I'm not even sure what that is. I think it's some sort of allium. In fact, as kids, we had these right outside the front door, and my mother referred to them as purplies. Oh yeah, she obviously didn't know what they were called, but they were called purplies in our house. And then this that looks like a bit of lavender, I'd say, possibly, which is nice. It gives a bit of height to it. So that's what I'm aiming for. I used a page to cut those out. I've still got this blooming woodpecker. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Maybe something similar to this. So let's make a start and see what we can do. So I'm going to get a full set out of. I've done 2 sets, so I added 2 of those actually, because I like those in an arrangement. One of the purplies, a daisy, and this one, and I think that is my full set. So I've got, 6? Okay, so let's make a start on one of the easier ones. These are not difficult. I have to tell you now, they're not difficult. Sometimes when I use my watercolour brush and, watercolours, yes, I can see I'm using things that you might not have, but I think a lot of you have got alcohol markers. You just don't know which way to go with them sometimes. You buy them because you see lovely demonstrations of them, and then you get them home and you think, I don't know if that was a wise move, really. So I'm going to use the lighter of the purples here. This is, they're all pro markers that I've got, pretty much. I'll let you know if it's anything else. And this is called Orchid. So I'm just going to take the broad end of it, and I'm going to go all over it with this lighter purpley colour. So this is the chisel end. and it just puts the colour down without pulling the page too much, because it just can't stand the pressure. Neither could I. So I think that's about the end of the flower section. No, that might be a flower as well, actually. There we are. So then I'm going to go in with a darker purple. This one is amethyst, and I'm just going to use the fine point and kind of go down the middle-ish a little bit. And I'm just doing this really roughly, really roughly actually. So down what would be the stem and just into the little bit up into the flowery bit. And then I'm going to get my pale one again, broad end again, and go over it once more. It just sort of brings it together a bit. So I am not, I'll tell you now, I am not an accomplished artist with pro markers. I'm definitely not. So I'm going to use a light green. This is meadow green. I'm just going to go over all my leaves and stem section like that, and then I'm going to get a slightly darker green. What's that one? Lime green. Ooh, that might be a bit bright. What's that one? Leaf green. Let's try that. And I'm just going to, just on the sort of underside of the leaf. And they're really small, these. They're really fiddly to do this. And I completely understand if you don't want to do it. Just go down there. A little bit of dark just in at the bottom there. And I'm going to go over it again with the lighter colour. Way, see what I mean? You really have got to be careful. But I don't want to take all your day up doing this either, so I want to get a shufty on if I can. Right, I think that's okay. I don't think I've got a darker purple. I think that's all I did with that one. I'm just tempted to do this central section a bit more purpley and a bit more jaggedy. Because nature isn't straight lines, you know, very rarely. I think that's fine. I like that. That'll do me nicely. So that's one down. Let's pop them up there. Did I just knock something off? No. Right, so while we're in the purple mood, let's do the purpley. I'm going to do the leaves first. And I'm just going to do them all with my lighter green. This has got quite big leaves. I think this is the biggest leaves of anything in the wildflowers sets. But that doesn't matter. We can colour them all. There we are. And I just want to go in kind of on the underneath side of the leaf, as it were, and just put another coat, I suppose it is, another layer, just on the sort of bottom down that stem there. And you can keep going in and keep darkening it up. But Edith was the paper from Edith was never designed to be coloured or drawn on, so you do have to be gentle with it. I'm just going to get another colour, a slightly darker colour if I have such a thing. What's that? Forest green. I bet that's really dark. Oh no, it's not too dark. So I'm just going to make a line just along there. Just to give us a bit of shaping, shade, to this. Yeah, that looks better. Now I'm going to go in with my paler one again and just go over that. Soften it out. That's better. I'm happier with that. I hope you give this a go. I have shown this many times and I'm sorry if it's repetition, but I don't think I've ever shown it using Pro markers. Definitely not. Right, so on to the purpley section. What's this colour here? Mulberry. Let's bring my paper over so I can try these out. Whoa, that's a bit bright, isn't it? Well, maybe that's what we want. I don't know. Let's go for it. So I'm going to use the bullet end and I'm just going to flick it onto various parts with no rhyme or reason. Then I'm moving back to my orchid and I'm using the bullet end again and I'm just going kind of over some of that and into some new areas. So you can do this. You can absolutely do this. There's no skill really. And this is the darker one, the amethyst. And you can still see where that pink was, but it's not shining through so glaringly fluorescent. Yeah, that's looking all right. Just give that a couple of seconds to dry. Alcohol ink doesn't take long to dry. And just... there we are. I think that's okay. Happy with that. 2 down. Yay. So this one, what colour are we going to make it? A good question. Should we make it pink? What's this one here? Dusky rose. Let's try that. Yeah, don't forget it's going on to cream, so it goes, it's not true to what it would be on the white. Okay, quite like that. I like the shading that's in there, that's happened just by accident. So I'm going to increase that. Like that. I think that's probably fine. I don't think I need to do any more to that. Looks nice. Let's do this one. Right, this one's a bit more complicated because the centre is, I'm going to make it yellow. Now I've probably got a yellow in the Pro markers, but these are ones I got from Ali. They're called Touch 5 and they're fine. So I'm just going to do that central, you know, sort of seed thing that it's got. I'm going to do it in yellow first, and then I'm going to get a brown. Let's have a look for a nice brown. That one's a nice brown. It's called henna. Okay. And I'm just going to go around, put some little dots in. But just more on one side than the others if the sun's hitting it. And then we have to choose a colour. Let's bow out of that and do the stem while I'm thinking what colour I want to do. Use my chisel tip, it's a lot quicker. I don't know what colour to do this. I mean, if you want to adorn your Edith with lots of these, and I don't blame you because they are pretty, then obviously you're going to have to do more than 6. Right, I'm just going to use that forest green that I used before. I'm going to try and see if I can get that down the side of there. No, not really. Just a little bit on the underneath of that leaf. A little bit on the underneath of this one. And I'll go back in with this colour It just sort of blends it in, is my finding. But like I say, I'm pretty sure a lot of you will know much more about pro markers and the like alcohol markers than I do. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So now I've just got to decide on a colour for this. Ooh, what are we going to use? Orange might be quite nice, but would that stand out? I don't know. What have I got? I've got pinks, blues. What colours do flowers come in? Red. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a very orangey red. In fact, it's called orange. That's quite nice though. I might use that actually, I quite like it. So I'm just going to once again use my chisel tip Okay, that's a very orange flower. I quite like it though. Excuse me. I think I'm going to use this light brown, which is called a cinnamon. I'm just going to try and put some shading on here. So I'm going to come from there, just along the bottom like that. Does look nice if you can get the shading right, but I maybe should have put this on before I put the orange on. Never mind. So yeah, that looks a bit more shaded. So now I'm going to go back into my orange. Wrong end, this end. And I want the darkest bit to be nearest the centre, and just pull that out. And you can, if you want to, emboss these, with embossing powder, and they look really nice when they're embossed. So that's that one. Don't dislike that one, it's nice. Oh, we've got another one of these. What shall we do with that? I'm going to make it yellow. I'm going to make it really quite bright yellow. I had a yellow here, didn't I? What else have I got? What's that? Pear green, that's a nice colour. Leave that out. What's this one? Ginger. No, it's yellow I'm looking for. I'm looking for yellow. Ooh, gold. Oh, I'm going to do it all in gold first. I like that, that's nice. Oh, that's a lovely colour. Lovely colour for a flower, definitely. And then the rest of it is leafage, which I'm going to use this new one that I've just found, pear green. Oh yeah, it's like an olivey green, I like that a lot. Lovely. So now I'm going to get this bright yellow. I've no idea what's going to happen here, not a clue. But I'm going to put some yellow over that gold. Don't think much is happening here, to be fair. But it's going nice and yellow at the top. So it's giving me, some different shades. Yeah, quite like that. Let's go back in with the gold. Just kind of up the centre. because it's darker, definitely darker than that yellow. So we'll use this as the shading. Ooh, concentration. I quite like that with its nice bright yellow top, and the ends of the things are nice and bright and yellow. And my pear again. So I'm just going to just make the bottom of that a bit darker. And the bottom of this leaf a little darker. Yeah, I think we're cooking. And if I can, just make this side of the stem a little darker, that would please me. Okay, so there we are. That's that one done. Getting a nice... Is this the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is. I think I might have to revisit this one again. It's dried now and it's just looking a bit meh. So I probably need a pink, a nice pink. What's this one? Cocktail pink. What colour is cocktail pink? Oh, it's a bit too close to what we've already got actually. What's this one? Baby pink. Well, let's give it a try. No, it's not really doing very much. I might need something darker actually. That's probably what's needed. Something darker for the centre. What have I got? What have I got? What's that? It's the problem not being familiar with them. You don't really know what colour they are. I'll try that. Might turn out to be the same colour again. Might be alright. Leave that for a bit and see what happens when it dries. Right, the daisy, my favourite, the daisy. So for that I'm going to use, and I have got these in Pro markers, but just happen to have this next to me. So I'm going for warm grey. Did I leave them out? No. Warm grey in 3 and warm grey in 1. Okay, so the 1 is a very light shade of, you see, you can barely see it, but it is on there, and that's the thing. So I want to leave where my finger is. I don't want to colour because that's the centre of our daisy. So I'm just colouring this, which is just colouring it really. It's just making it sort of grey, as you'd expect. I'll put my finger there so I don't colour into it. There we go. So I've left the centre. Centre is still the original colour. So now I'm going to go into my warm grey 3, which is a darker version of that. I'm going to use the pointy end, and I'm just going to put some shading onto these petals like that. So I'm going along the edge into the centre like that, and then this one along there, and that's a bit of a petal there, so we'll bring that down, and there. I love this daisy. It looks so nice. I think anyway. I use it in all sorts of things. I use it quite often in Timmy things because I think it just fits really nicely in there. So there, can you see that it's sort of shaded? Actually, it's really bad to see, isn't it, on that? Let's bring this in and see if it makes it any easier for you to see. See? Yeah, I think you can see that more readily. Right, so that's the warm grey 3. So I'm going to go back to the warm grey 1 with the bullet end and go over all of that again. So there we are. That's really as much shading as that needs. I'll hold it up for you so you can get a good look. So now I'm going to do the centre. I'm going to use the bright yellow, the fine end, and I'm just going to colour that centre in yellow, like that. Then I'm going to get this orange, not that end. I'm just going to put some dots around like that. Then I'm going to get that nice brown that we had and put just a few dots in. And then I'm going to get black. Now, I already had black today. Did I put it away again? Yep. And, oh, wrong end. And this really is just a little, it's just to mark the edge of that. We don't do it just on the edge because, you know, do a few coming in. So that's our daisy done. Lovely. Now we just need to do the stem and stuff. The stem and stuff. There we go, and I'm just going to get that, where was it? Was it, oh, this one, pear green. I like this colour. Just do along the bottoms. Bit of shading. I must have shaded this daisy in. I do not know how many times. I absolutely love it. There we go, and I'll go back into the lighter one just to blend those together a little bit. There we go. So there's our daisy. Looks pretty, doesn't it? And when you join it with the, I guess that's gone through, it has. Let's make a little arrangement up. I've got loads of pens here. Excuse me. Let's put that one and the daisy and maybe that one. No, not that one. Maybe a purpley. That looks quite nice. This one, which I've only cut out this once for that. So there's that one. One of those, but in purple. And maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe this yellow one would look quite nice there. So there you go. That's, I've got enough to do one more little. Let's put the daisy, my favourite, and the orange one, I think, with that. So there you go. That's 3 sort of arrangements that you can make with 3. I mean, they look nice when they're together like that, don't they? You know, when you pouring over them and you're only seeing part of one, you don't get the whole effect, but you know, they're lovely. So my problem ones, my problem children, are this one, which actually doesn't look that bad. This purpley, there's nothing wrong with him, I don't think. And this blue, which is a little on the electric side. But let's shunt those over so we can see if we can get another arrangement. With that one, that one, and this little pink one. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Looks okay. So there's 4 different sort of arrangements from 4 different what? Who knows what I was going to say. 4 different colourings in of the things. You can, as I said to you, emboss them. So we'll just, let me just move some of this stuff. I can't work in this area. And I'll be back to you in a sec. 1 minute. Okay, so there are our beautiful flowers. And I'm just going to heat emboss a couple for you with 2 different things so you can get an idea of what you like or what you don't like. So let's just pop these over here and let's work on this one. Right, so I'm just going to fold that in half just to catch my embossing powder. Right, I'll start with this one, and I'm going to use my embossing dabber. You can just push them into an embossing pad if you want to. I just can't bear it on my fingers, but it might be a better way to go because these are quite prone to snapping. So I'm dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. I think that's pretty much it done. So let's just pour my Ranger Clear Embossing, it is. Nothing fancy. It's got some bits in it, I see. I don't know where they've come from, but it doesn't matter. Get my tweezers and just lift that out of there like so. Pop it there. Put my embossing powder away because those of you that have followed me for a while know that I'm not beyond spilling the whole flipping thing. Right, let's get this onto here. And let's just heat emboss it. It's quite thick in some places, so it's just taking a little while. And of course my heat tool was cold as well. Once it warms up, it's a quicker job. I think that's that. Yeah, I was a bit worried I'd stuck it to the thing. So that's that one, heat embossed, and looks lovely. It's all nice and shiny. So put that to one side just to cool. And I'll show you another type of powder. Let's just make sure I've got all that off there. And I'll do the daisy with it. So it's the same procedure, but this time I'm going to use this, which is Seth Apter Antique Beeswax. And I cannot get it in this country, but someone kindly sent me some from the States, I've got bits in this one as well. Goodness, what we've been doing. So let's get this all nice and dibby-dabbed up. The dabber can cause your colours to move, and I notice it especially with the alcohol inks, it's doing that. So this antique beeswax, it does give it that more, yeah, antique look. And it may be, you may like that or you may not. You know, we'll see. We'll see what you think. So let's put that in there. Oh, look at it. It's all floppy. Cannot do that with my right hand. There we go. Now this takes slightly longer to heat. You think it's gone, but it hasn't. And Seth himself says that, you know, even when you think it's gone, keep heating it. Oh, that should have plenty on it, shouldn't it? It's just, just flopping around. Flopping around everywhere. Right, let's put that back in there. No, don't do that. I don't know what's wrong with me that I haven't... Look at it, it's just, it's mad. It's a mad daisy. Let's put the lid on this. Oh my goodness me. Right. So yeah, even when you think it's gone, heat it a little bit more because it goes kind of bumpy. And you need to heat it that little bit extra to get it to go nice and flat. So there we are, that's that one. Ooh, that neck section is very fragile. But you can see it's made it go darker. Now I think for what we are doing, that's not what I want. I don't know whether it reacts with the alcohol inks or what, but I'm pretty sure I don't like that. You know, it's not how it was when it was first done, is it? We haven't enhanced it. I think you could still use it, actually. It's growing on me slightly as I'm speaking. I think you could still use that. But it does have that more antique-y look. That might be fabulous for a Timmy journal, you know. Let's do this one in clear, shall we? As an experiment. Hope it's not quite so flippy floppy as the other. I must have something on my tweezers or something, I think. So just dibby dab. Make sure you've got it everywhere. We'll do it in clear and we'll see what the results are. I must have some red, I think, on my dabber, but that's okay. There we go. Let's put the clear on. I quite like doing experiments like this, I must be honest. Right. It's my tweezers, I think. I think they're a bit wayward. See what happens with this. Maybe alcohol markers aren't suitable to emboss at all. I mean, who knows? I haven't got a clue. I'm not at all familiar with them. Oh, what's it going? I think that's it. Yeah, I reckon that's it. So let's have a look at these two. Let me just check I haven't stuck this to there. No, we're all right. Is there a cleaner bit? Might be marginally cleaner. Come on, stop flopping onto the wrong side, you idiot. Idiot Daisy. So there we have it. Now they started off the same colour, and I think you can see they are now two separate colours, two different colours. Not that much though. Not that much different, is it? This is the clear and this is the Sethapter, and you can see that the Sethapter is much glossier. Yeah, I mean, you could do that again if you wanted to, because I think that could stand being done again. In fact, I'm going to do it again because it doesn't even look that glossy. If you're going to do it, you might as well have it glossy. I mean, I have got some ultra thick embossing powder, but I think that's just, it's too thick for these. These are quite delicate. I have used it before on these, and yeah, it's too thick. It's not right. Well, that's got quite a lot on it this time, so... Oh, come on. It's on the floor. Well, that won't have helped it much, I don't suppose. It's just... It doesn't want to be embossed. It's quite clear on its intent. Right, let's put this away. I think I need to find my other pair of tweezers, because those ones don't seem to want to work. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, which is a possibility. Let's warm this up and see what happens to it. Yeah, it's going. It's looking better, actually. Yeah, it's looking better. It's looking better. Great. So that's the double dip. This is the single Sethapter. I don't know really. They're a weird colour, aren't they? They are a weird colour. Let's put them on a piece of Edith and see what they look like. Let's dolly them up a bit. See, we did that one as well, didn't we? Yeah, that needs doing again. actually. If I put that in the back, what does that look like? I haven't embossed that, as you know. Well, I must say I don't dislike it, but it's not what I set out to achieve. So maybe not embossing them is the way forward. Because they're just dark. I'm going to do another one, and I don't know what I'm going to do to it. Just what am I going to achieve by doing that? I don't know. Here's another daisy, look. So let's colour that. But how are we going to colour it? With what? Maybe a colour of some sort, rather than just the grey. So I've got a pink here. Probably yellow actually is what I want. Get yellow daisies, don't you? So I'm just going to use the gold that we used before. And just do the shading, same shading that I did with the grey, but I'm just going to use this gold colour. See what happens. I'm experimenting now. Because I want to be able to use the daisy. I really want to use it. Right, okay, so I'm going to go in with the brighter yellow, the bullet tip, and I'm just going to hold my finger over the centre where I don't want, well, it's yellow so it doesn't matter, I suppose. So that shading that we put on that looked really crass, once you get the top colour on, it looks alright. Just got to be brave. Be brave, guys. Right, so that's that. So now I want to do the centre, oh, with this as it goes. I'll colour all that in, that yellow. Nice bright yellow. Then an orange. We had an orange, didn't we? Yes, this one. Just the odd little few dots around the place. Like that. Then the brown. Brown. Here we are. A little few. Like that. And then the black. The black. Where is the black? Did I put it back? Nope. There it is. So we're just sort of marking out the edge, but just in dots. There we go. So I'm just quickly going to do the stem, quick as you like. Then we'll try this, see what happens with this. I mean, you know, because I am so not au fait with alcohol inks, it could happen every time you emboss something for all I know. I'm just going to go in at the bottom with the same colour. Let's shade that a little bit. Right, there we are. I think that looks all right. Looks nice to me. What do you think? Now, let's see if we can ruin it. Oh dear. I think I might just waft some heat over that, just to be sure that it's absolutely dry I mean, I know alcohol dries almost instantly, but you know, just to be sure, as they say. Right, so let's get this out, the clear. See what happened with this one? I'm curious now. Right. Looks nice and bright, so we'll see. There a second while I put this away. Right, let's see what happens now. It's staying nice and bright, I think. Yeah, I think that's the solution. It didn't like the grey. That all gone? Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah. So there we have a nice yellow daisy. So that's the results there. Just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, that looked nothing like that till we embossed it. But I do think it's ripe for a Timmy journal, to be fair. So yeah. So that's them when they're embossed. Whether you think it's worth embossing them or not, I really don't know. I mean, still the star of the show is that one that we did with the Seth Apter, isn't it? It's really shiny and lovely. But colour-wise, that, the yellow, works a whole heap better than the grey, which didn't look like that. So there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. All I can say to you is just fussy cut, you know, die cut some stuff out and give it a go. You know, if you want to try on some paper first that isn't Edith, the only thing I would say is Edith paper does react differently to, you know, mixed media paper or watercolour paper or anything like that. So eventually you're going to have to try it on the Edith, and, you know, it's a bit of a learning curve. But anyway, there we have it. I've got lots. I just don't know whether to chance embossing them or not. Although, you know, I quite like them. I think in the little clusters together, I think they look quite nice. Anyway, the decision is yours. It's up to you. I'm going to emboss all of mine, put them in the box, in the basket, so that, you know, whoever wants them can purchase them. Thank you for watching, and I will see you, if you're watching this on Saturday the 14th of January, that's the day I'm recording it, then there is a live tomorrow on this channel at 4 o'clock UK time, and let's see what we can get up to there. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye.